Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels. We'll get to the JRC in a moment. First, the disclaimer. If you're unfamiliar with the Stop the Shock campaign, you're going to see pertinent links right there in the description box. Should you need to go ahead and do a deep dive, you definitely should be able to go ahead and do so. Trigger warnings. This channel is marked not for kids for a reason. I do use profanity. And when we talk about places like the Judge Rotenberg Educational Center, you're going to hear vivid descriptions of and catch clips of surveillance footage of people with mental health issues and disabled people being tortured and abused. So if you have children who watch the channel that are 16 and younger, parental supervision very much advised, alright? Alright, where we left off last night, let's see what Miss Allison, or whatever their pronoun happens to be, what they have to say. So, they say, I am a parent of an autistic child. I would like research focused on how school districts allocate special education funding and what supports best engage autistic children. The massive issues when it comes to funding special education classrooms is insane, folks. You want to talk about getting by on the skeleton budget. If you think funding for marching band is completely abysmal, and it is, special education classrooms generally have even less than that. At least out here they do. I personally think, at least within my state, there needs to be a massive overhaul, and a lot more attention and funding needs to be going into those special education programs, because a lot of the teachers and teachers' aides literally have to use their own money for updated equipment, updated books. It's insane how lowly funded those programs actually are. Let me continue here. I would also be very interested in more research on the long-term use of melatonin or other sleep interventions. It would be good to research why so many autistic people struggle to calm down for sleep. It's not that hard to understand if you think about it. We are born into a world that is not only not built for us, but is hostile to us. Even if we grow up in a privileged, happy, traditional or non-traditional household, just that fact alone causes a massive amount of stress. And just like with our stomachs, when you have that amount of stress and anxiety you gotta deal with every day, even under the best of circumstances, it gives you that nervous energy, that rah! Right? And it's just very, very difficult to shut off. More often than not, if I don't have something to help me, I am a shit creek without a paddle. Point blank. I have to have my little Ollie Sleep gummies, or I have to have one of my CBD gummies. I have to have something. Because even with the medication that I take, it helps during the day, but it wears off at night as it gets closer to bed, which is great, but not so great when that surge of wah energy comes crashing down on you right at the moment when you had prepared you wanted to go to sleep that night. I mean, not only do I have those gummies, I have a massager for my neck, a mechanical massager for my neck, a mechanical electronic massager for my legs. Yeah, I have a whole process that I gotta go through just to be able to get to the point of sleep. And that has literally always been a thing. So I would like to see more research go into that too. And then next we have Michelle. Let's see what Michelle has to say. I would like the IACC to prioritize research on how effective support systems that are currently in place can help autistic people get and maintain jobs. A lot of these job programs specifically geared towards us, you guys got to keep in mind that they are exceptionally new. The pilot project that began running out of Voc Rehab in concert with ARC and the Department of Mental Health, that little pilot project only began about 4 to 5 years ago. That may sound like a lot of time to you guys, but you have to understand how slow the state and sometimes the provider system can act. And also you have to think with something this new, it's going to take time to begin to really gather data, in particular with longevity within a job space. Because you're not going to know that until they've been there a minute before you can start bringing in that data. I think that they are working on that exact research. It's just since this is particularly new to some of these states here, it's going to be a moment before we start receiving back some data. But it is something I've been keeping an eye on as well. That maintaining especially, oh my God. Granted, I've been a call center jockey for a minute, but you get where I'm going there. Alright, and we are going to actually close it out there. I know it makes it a little bit short, but you guys know how it goes. We don't get very many views on this channel, and the few we do tend to get removed from time to time. So folks, if you all would be so kind, please don't forget to hit the like button, hit subscribe, don't forget to hit the comments, and make sure you are still set up to receive notifications. We don't want you missing any episodes on the Down the Rabbit Hole series or the Snake Oil Salesman series. I do appreciate your time, and as always folks, we here at Spilling Tea do hope you have a good one. I will see you all next time. Bye-bye now.